Right. So let's start with our topic first. What we are going to do, basically, we are going to cover on topics plant 3D equipment. So in this plant 3D equipment, basically, we are going a full equipment either from AutoCAD Plant 3D, sorry, AutoCAD Plant 3D, or maybe if you already get your equipment from other parties, okay, and then you want to convert it into the AutoCAD Plant 3D or from inventor itself. So they will have a few options. So let's study first about the button. So after you install your Plant 3D, so basically you can access your 3D piping workspace by changing on this top area. Okay, when you see on this 3D piping workspace, so for sure on the home tab, you will see this equipment panel. So on this equipment panel, they will have only 6 buttons. And all these 6 buttons we will cover on this 30-minute lessons. Okay, first one is create. How to create using Plant 3D visual graphic equipment. Okay, and then the second one, how to modify created equipment. Okay, this one is a new one, which is we want to convert from step file or from any types of file that able to open using AutoCAD and then convert it into a Plant 3D equipment. Okay, for these 2 items, okay, this one is to attach some object to your equipment. And if you are dealing with inventor, then you can just directly use inventor and convert it to Plant 3D equipment. So let's start with creating simple equipment. All right, so thank you. Okay, they will have few more people that join. Okay, so when you click on this create equipment, so one pop-up will come up here. Right, so this one is very straightforward. So equipment is something that you require to insert with a nozzle, normally with a nozzle. Okay, so if you want to create a pump, okay, you just need to click on this drop down button, look for a pump, okay, and then you just can choose whatever type pump that you want to use here. So by default, they already have a few types installed. Okay, so Plant 3D already give you a few visual shape. So later you just need to change the dimension. So for example, I want to use centrifugal pump. So I just need to click on this centrifugal. So I cannot do any changes of the shape. Okay, just need to change the dimension over here. Okay, dimension over here. Okay, so if you're not really sure, you can just click on whatever dimension that you plan to take. Then you will see the dimension that you can change it easily here. So that will be for pump. Okay, how about if I want to create a very equipment that from zero? So for example, I want to create a vessel. So I just look for a vessel. So start from the vertical vessel, new vertical vessel. So everything will be 0 here because this one is a new one. Okay, for the vertical vessel, I just need to specify the shape by sequence from top to bottom. So if I plan to make it a big cylinder, cone, and another cylinder, small cylinder, so I need to specify by sequence. So just need to click here at shape. So for sure, at the top area, I want to insert the head first, 2:1 topospherical head. Okay, and then later I will change the diameter. The second one, I want to insert a cylinder. So if you notice here, this topospherical head diameter will be same like this cylinder. Okay, if I change one of it, for example, this one I change into 2 meter. Okay, 2 meter diameter. So the topospherical also will be updated. So anything with this flash symbol, it link between another shape. Okay, it will link to the next or before the shape before or after. So now when I click here, the second one, I want to add more. So I need to make sure that I choose a proper numbering. So for the third one, I need to tick on the second one, add shape again, insert cone. Okay, so cone, the first diameter will be 2000. The second diameter, I want to make it 3000. Okay, later I will change the height. Okay, and cylinder, cone, and another cylinder. So now I already have few types here. Okay, few shapes. Okay, so now if I click on this create button, so what will happen? It will appear something look like this. So now I think that this shape is not as per my expectation. So if I want to edit or modify, so you need to use the second button, modify equipment. Hit equipment. Okay, so over here I want to change the cylinder height. So for this one, I make it 2500. Okay, the second cone, I want to make it a bit smaller at the bottom area. So 2000 to 1500, and the cylinder height also change into 2500, and then can hit OK. It will automatically update something look like this. Okay, but for sure, if you create equipment, normally this one is a very basic shape, right? So if to make it more complex, you want to add the skid or you want to add a ladder. Okay, so you just need to modify again. Okay, now we will jump to the next button, which is add trim. So before you click on this add trim, make sure that you are on the proper shape numbering. For example, if I want to add a leg, which is at the bottom of my equipment, so I need to select at the bottom. So now when I click on this cylinder, click also on this add trim, I can easily select the trims method here, the trim shape here. So for example, I want to insert a leg. So just click leg. So you can just simply change. Okay, so simply change the dimension here. Okay, to make it my equipment look more realistic, so I can add more like this one, body flange. Okay, so for this body flange, I can control the height. Okay, from bottom. Okay, for example, from this bottom, I want to add a certain value, then I just add. Okay, together with my first cylinder, okay, there's not two cylinder. The second shape also can add body flange. So anything that with number, okay, so at the front text, they have numbers, one tropospherical head, two cylinders. Body flange don't have number. So everything with the number, it will be the shape. Okay, and anything that without the numbers are the trim. Okay, so this one here. So when I hit OK and apply, it will directly update here. Okay, so this one already become more complex. So whenever that you already done with the setup of your equipment, okay, next you need to set up your nozzle. Okay, for this visual created equipment using Plant 3D, you are able to create easily using this button, add nozzle. Okay, just need to click on the object. Okay, so this object, if you check on the properties, it will already become the equipment. Okay, so I deselect, click again as equipment here. So if I want to insert a few nozzles, so I just need to click. Okay, first thing, specify, we need to change the location first. Okay, change the location first. Okay, so if I want to change the location, for example, over here is good already. So then I just hit OK. All right, so I just hit OK. Next, if I want to insert at this top area or bottom area, so just use the same process. Okay, so this one already have pop-up sharing the same point, so which is not good. Okay, but it's okay because this one is a second nozzle. So over here, I just want to change the nozzle location from the radial to top. Okay, so I just hit OK. Next, if I want to insert a few nozzles, so I just need to click. Okay, first thing, specify, we need to change the location first. Okay, change the location first. Okay, so if I want to insert a few nozzles, so I just need to click. Okay, okay, to top. Okay, I also able to change the orientation, the A angle value, okay, the R value. Okay, so this R I want to insert 500. Okay, with the A value 45. Okay, it will update the location of the nozzle. Right, so that will be a very basic idea first. But now I want to jump into the third button. Okay, before I go to the third button, so I need to have any 3D object. So since I already have here, so you can click on this 3D modeling. So I want to make it some shape, for example, the base for my cylinder, okay, for my vessel, okay, any size. Okay, and then I just simply move it using the 2D AutoCAD command. Just simply move it to the top. Okay, and then can just easily move using the normal value. Okay, so this one is a different item, right? So if I check on the properties, this one is a 3D solid while my equipment is an equipment. So to combine between this item with this 3D solid, so very simple step, you just need to use a third button, which is attach object to your equipment. So click on this button. So the first step, you need to select a single equipment item. This will be my single equipment item. The second one is my object that I plan to attach. Hit enter. So it already grouped into one. So in case if you have a piping from here, okay, so if you have a piping from here, you can also make it. So let me demonstrate. So if I already have this one is let me detach first. So I click here, detach single equipment, yes, detach all. Okay, and then I want to make it a few item here, okay, a few piping area. So but I just need to do a modeling again using a cylinder command. Okay, cylinder modeling. So just 150 and then here. Okay, so these three objects, so these two basically you can join or you can union, okay, these two objects. So I can just directly union one object and second object become one already. Go back to home and attach back this equipment and this object. Okay, already become one. So now you can also add the nozzle at here, okay, basically. Right, so that will be the idea for a created one. So how about if I already get from my client or my manufacturer, they already send me the 3D model, stat file or any file. So what you need to do, you just need to open a new drawing or use the existing one, no problem. Okay, so first step, you need to import the step file. So just use import command, import. Okay, so for example here I have a few items from STP, from step file or X_T. Okay, so what can I do now? For example, I want to use this step file. So just double click. Okay, so AutoCAD will process, depends on how big your file. Okay, and then later you will see one notification at this bottom right. Okay, so don't miss out to click on the link. Okay, if you miss out to click, then you cannot see your 3D imported file. Okay, so now we basically, after we insert later, so we want to cover on the fourth button, which is this one. Okay, we plan to convert our 3D step file converted to equipment. Okay, from our 3D step, we make it as a block later. Okay, and then convert into equipment. Okay, so my process already completed. I just need to click on this link. Okay, this URL, hit. Okay, so once I click, it will load a bit. Okay, then it will directly, you can directly see your object at 00 coordinate, 000 coordinate. Okay, that's why if you try to import into your existing project, it will be some problem. Okay, if your project already have the exact coordinate, right? Okay, so over here, I want to change the orientation because my object over here is not correct. Okay, so I go to the left view. Okay, the easiest way to rotate without changing the UCS. Okay, so you just need to click here, change to the left. Okay, so whenever that you change, don't use this view cube. View cube only change the orientation. But right now, if you want to change the UCS easily, so just use over here, the view. Okay, change to left. Okay, so this object, I want to rotate. RO, enter. Okay, start from 0, 0. Okay, and then I want to rotate ortho mode to here. Okay, so if you want, go back to the existing, the original one, go back to top view. Okay, this will be the original orientation. So whenever that I imported file, so I try to check on the properties. So this object basically are a block reference. Okay, block reference. So in case if you want to convert, if you plan to convert from the 3D step or 3D any file, because AutoCAD can import what can I say, that most of AutoCAD file, most of 3D modeling file AutoCAD can import. So this will be the list of file that AutoCAD can import, including 3ds, okay, SAT, the 3D printing. Okay, also if you deal with a SolidWorks file directly can open here, and the Pro E. Okay, but if you already have the step file, it's more than enough, more than good. Okay, so now I already have the 3D model. So I want to convert it into equipment, since this model already have very good setup here. So they already have the nozzle, and then I just need to set up only the coordinate later. Okay, only the position of my nozzle. So if I want to make it, so what I can do, first step, convert equipment. Select AutoCAD object, press enter. Okay, so this will be come up first. So what are these objects? Is that this one is a vessel, tank, heat exchanger, you just specify here. So for example, this one is a tank. So I just click tank, select. So the second step, I need to specify the insert point for my item. So for example, I don't want to make it too complex. So this will be the area that I want to insert later. Okay, right? So the third pop-up, so this one we need to specify the name of equipment. So just now I choose as a vessel or as a tank. So this one I can just name it as a part number. For example, I want to change as a their part number. So AB tank, or I just make it as a Acad tank 01, Acad tank only, and then the tagging I make it as a TK1001 assign, and then can hit OK already. Okay, so the difference between created object and the imported object is first the detail, because this one is the created one is not too detailed unless you create all the all component manually and then attach together. Okay, but from step file, maybe you already have the detailed one. Okay, so and the second difference, whenever that you want to insert a nozzle, this one a bit difficult. So okay, just now when you use the created equipment, you can just simply choose and put the information. But right now, you need to specify the point. Okay, so where is the center of my nozzle that I want to insert here? So I just need to zoom in until I get the proper center. Okay, so I try to escape a bit. So hit again, and then click nozzle again, add nozzle again. Okay, and then I just need to zoom in and select center. So easiest way to get it, to get the point properly, you just need to use control right click center. Okay, wait, a bit lagging here. Okay, so later I just pick anywhere on my Plant 3D. Okay, so that will be the second, or the second method. First one is created using AutoCAD Plant 3D. The second one is converted using step file. Okay, but if you already have inventor, means you already purchased product design, manufacturing collection. So I recommend you to use the third method. Okay, the third method, which is a very simplified, because inventor also able to open the step file. Am I right? Okay. So for example, right now I want to open from my inventor. So this will be example from inventor. So this one is a IAM. Okay, with a detailed one, everything here. Okay, and then what I need to do, since normally Plant they not require to view this object they does not require. Okay, they want to only see where is the nozzle location. Okay, so then I can simplify my 3D modeling, until I get this object. Okay, simplification also able to remove all the hole. Okay, so I already try to reduce my file size. Okay, instead of making one file, one block later, or one equipment, 1 MB, so I try to reduce it. Okay, because some cases the step file is quite big, right? So if you want to reduce this the memory usage, so then you can use inventor simplification. So the step using this inventor, so after you're done with creating equipment, so you can go to this environment tab, beam content, select this pipe connector. So by default, when you select here, or you can click here, so by default it will put under this one. Is normally is follow Revit setup. Okay, but it's okay, you just select anything. For example, I just select others, hit OK. Okay, and then repeat the process until you finish all the pipe connector. Repeat the process, others, and OK. The third one. Okay, I have one question. Later I will answer the question. Okay, thank you. Oh, this one I already already do some mistake, but it's okay. Okay, so this pipe connector, click again, change the direction, and others, okay. Right? So after I done with this setup, okay, so this setup I already done. So what I need to do, just use one simple button, export building component. Okay, and then I can simply export at my location, can export as RFA, which is Revit family, or can export as ADSK. Okay, so can export as ADSK. So ADSK able to open using Plant 3D. So you have 3 options right now. So either IFC, RFA, or ADSK. So now I choose ADSK because I want to integrate between my inventor and Plant 3D. So just hit save. It's okay. So after you're done waiting for it, okay, and then I just go back to my Plant 3D also. So my Plant 3D, yeah. Okay, okay already. This one is a bit lagging again. Okay, it's okay. So after I done with converted, so I just need to insert my ADSK to my Plant 3D. Am I right? So now I need to use the last button on the equipment. Okay, I need to click here, convert equipment, okay, which is a ADSK to Plant 3D equipment. So just need to click here, select whatever ADSK that already completed. So this one is still not done yet. but it's okay. I try to insert my another file, which is a AHU, which is I convert yesterday, hit open and insert on my Plant 3D here. It will become equipment. Okay, so that will be the process on creating one by one. So instead of you use step file, better you use to inventor first, because you can do simplification, then convert to Plant 3D. So for sure your company does not like file that quite big, so later hard to communicate with other parties. Okay, so to simplify your workflow, okay, so you need to have inventor. So that will be the reason why if I do presentation for this Plant 3D, okay, if your company require more than one seat, I will recommend you to have one PDMC and one AEC. Okay, if you have three, you can focus either one. Okay, 2 AEC and 1 PDMC, because you need to have both for plant design. Okay, to speed up your job. Okay, so after I insert, this one is basically, this one is a miscellaneous equipment, this one is others equipment, and just click select. So that will be only the setup here. So basically this one is a AHU, because my Plant 3D, oh yeah, this one already done. So I just need to go back to my Plant 3D. Okay, I go to this drawing because this one is lagging. So import again, and then choose whatever ADXK file that I already have, sparator vessel, hit open, and can easily insert in my 3D model and route a pipe. Okay, all the nozzle location already there. Okay, no need to set up. Okay, unless you want to change the dimension, then you can change. Okay, miscellaneous equipment, okay again. So whenever that I click, okay, it already set up the nozzle. Okay, no need to do it manual. So that will be my recommendation using inventor. So I have two questions. Okay, the first one, can we use this Plant 3D file and open it in Revit? Right. So this will be some mistake that people are thinking. So Plant 3D is a very detailed software for creating a fabrication for piping, isometric. Okay, also able to do isometric. Okay, Revit only we are able to attach or import CAD file, okay, or link, import or link. So if you want to insert your Plant 3D to Revit, so that will be a biggest mistake. Okay, so normally people will use Navisworks to integrate, not Revit to integrate. Your Revit will be very lagging if you integrate with AutoCAD. So because AutoCAD have a lot of region surface, so it will very lagging in Revit. So depends on what you need. If you need to just convert this equipment, yeah, you can do, but they will have a few steps need to be done. Okay, so to be because you are already familiar with Revit, okay, to be frank, if you use a step file or any imported file, okay, it's really hard to make it a connector using imported file, to be frank. So that's why Autodesk have invented. Okay, am I answering your question, Ms. Low? Okay, and yeah, you can type in. I try to answer the second question. So I having an issue when I insert the step file to Plant 3D. Some of part disappear, but the step file inside have what the cost. Not really sure. Is there a graphic problem or a file problem? Okay, have you tried step file import into next other PC? Not really sure. Yeah, you already tried. Okay, so means if both problem, I believe that the file is not okay. Okay, so you can ask the people that give you step file, maybe can convert to another type of file. For example, x_t or IGS file instead of step. Okay, I think that will be my presentation for today. Thank you so much. All right, thank you. Okay, so don't forget to go to our YouTube also, because our YouTube we also publish more on this Plant 3D. I try to plan more for this Plant 3D topics. So if you really interested with learning with us, so just subscribe and watch all our video here. All right, thank you everyone. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend.